Hello and welcome to another video here, and this time we talk about Stormgate again. Big update, biggest update of the early access so far, so I just thought to myself I need to be talking about that. I'm not an expert about Stormgate, but I still have an opinion, especially as a StarCraft 2 elitist, so yeah. Comment below what you think. I'm gonna give you my opinion. You can completely disagree, you can agree. Take it as you want. This is just my opinion. I'm not like an expert in the game. This is what I think I like and I don't like. And you can also find timestamps in the description or in the player to see which topic I'm going to be talking about. And we are going to be starting here with the topic of the hotkeys. So if we scroll down, we see many things have changed, but we are gonna take a look at the hotkeys because some things have changed over there. And this was one of my key point last time. And we can already see, I had a look into it. I didn't have a look at the balance changes quite yet, but I had a look into the hotkeys. And I'm utterly disappointed. To find out, well, we can read it. It's so little, we can even read it out. While the hotkeys remain command-based, as another player-requested feature, we have added the ability to add any number of modifier keys to your hotkey configuration. You can now modify your hotkeys with any combination of Control, Shift, Alt, and so on. So what does mean? Well, last time, like last patch, for example, camera hotkeys, they were always on Control. Now you can put them on like Shift. So instead of having like, I don't know, Control F3, you can now also have Shift F3. So very little change, and I'm very disappointed. Like, I'm gonna have an outro and like a conclusion, but I can already spoil it. I'm probably not going to be playing it because I can't customize my hotkeys the way I want it. This is something that I just don't agree with at all. I know, especially in early access, I feel like hotkeys should be fully customizable. The fact that I can't like change my attack move hotkey and the hotkey to build workers separately is just, to me, makes the game unplayable to me. Like, I have to be honest, like I'm very extreme about it, but yeah, this makes the game unplayable for me. I want to be able to have my hotkeys, and I think a lot of the StarCraft 2 people can agree, but this is something I'm very extreme on, so let me know if you think so as well or not in the comments. I'll read through and answer some of them as well, as much as I can. But yeah, I hate the fact that you can't change the hotkeys, and even in the first like big patch, you still can't change your hotkeys the way you want it. It really makes the game kind of unplayable for me. There really isn't much more to add about hotkeys. I'm just disappointed. Yeah. So, after that, we're going to be jumping into the next topic. And the next topic is going to be about creeps. So once again, if we scroll up, we have many topics. I'm only going to talk about, I've written it down, hotkeys, creeps, and balance changes. These are the only things that I'm going to talk about. Improved pathfinding. I'm going to make another video where I test the patch. I'm going to test, see if it's different. I'm just going to play a few games. That's going to be the next video after this one. But yeah, let's have a look at the balance updates. And the first that we see in the general updates are the creeps. Another big topic, like huge topic. So let's go through. So tier 1 to tier 2 is now like shorter, so you can tech to tier 2 faster. Sounds good. And now we have this. Creeps generally have more health between this, more health, and they give less bounty at level 1. So let's talk about creeps again. I'll make it short because I've, over the last couple weeks after the last video, I've made up my mind about creeps. So what do I don't like about creeps? Or let's take it from like a different perspective. Think about it in Warcraft 3. In Warcraft 3, it's like pretty much the only other RTS that has creeps in the game, like in Stormgate. So why does it work in Warcraft 3? Well, first, they have heroes, so you gain experience for your heroes. That makes sense. You creep, so you get experience on the heroes. they don't really gain that much experience. Not you like camp, you take out one camp and your hero's like level 10 from 1. No, like they gain a little bit of experience, you get a little bit of money, and you get an item for your hero. An item. That's an entirely different mechanic. And I think you can tell, like, this makes sense, right? And to me, that makes a lot of sense in Warcraft, which honestly why I think in Warcraft, the entire creep thing is, like, great for the game. And I love it in Warcraft 3. Now, why doesn't it work in Stormgate? At least right now, in my opinion. Well, first of all, there are no heroes. So why do you even have creeps in the game? Well, you get a bonus in, like, speed. You have a health camp where you can regenerate and whatever. That makes sense. I like that. I love that. You have like a speed camp. Your units get like a speed bonus. I love that. But then you also get money. And you get a lot of money. Previously, you got like 200 resources for just taking out the first camp, which you could do with like one Lancer. Like a 100 Luminite unit, which to me is silly. Now, you still get good money. Like, you can see here the change, for example, for the health camp, you get still above 100 Luminite. And it only nerfs level 1 camps. And this is where, to me, camps in general, they don't make any sense. You don't have heroes. They give you way too much money. But here's the main reason I hate camps. Here's the main reason. And this is what is not addressed in the patch. And that is simply that in late game, or even in mid game, creeps are freaking boring. Nobody cares about them, but they give you tons of money, you know? So, like, if I have a late game situation, and I'm also gonna go into Celestials, because they have an ability that is interesting as well, like, from their top bar. I'm gonna talk about that when we talk about Celestials. But basically, the entire creep thing, why I don't like it, is you get tons of money in the late game. Like, you just take out one camp, and you get, like, up to, like, hundreds of resources. And it doesn't take any effort. You just take it out in like 5 seconds with your late game army. You have like 200 supply or whatever, and you just take out a camp because you kind of have to, and it gives you a lot of money. So why not take it out? And it's like you just get like a huge money boost. And like, what is that mechanic? Like, why is it like that? You know, like, it doesn't make much sense. You get like nice money, of course. But the only thing it really does is like it snowballs the game, in my opinion. So, like, in late game, the creeps are the thing that I hate the most. Because it's like, you're mining out and stuff, but then the creeps also give you, like, so many resources. It's not, like, tactical decision, because you just take them out because you give, like, they give you a lot of money. They're not challenging. I think you get the point, right? They're just not interesting at all. It's, like, no challenge whatsoever. You just take them out and you get tons of money. That, to me, makes no sense. It's like, think about it, like, if you're behind in the game and the other guy just takes all the creeps on the map. Like, that's not fun gameplay to me. Having to, like, creep because it's kind of mandatory and whatever. And here we see this. They now give more bounty variancy when they level up. So the bounty increases now when they level up. So you get even more money than before. That is silly to me. Creeps, I don't want them to be a fundamental, like, that's my opinion. I don't like the fact that they want to make them so fundamental in the mid game, in the late game. I hate that. They give way too much money still. I just hate that. That's not fun to me. That's not fun gameplay. Having to, like, clear camps all the time because they give you money. And at the same time, like, later on, they're not even challenging. I just don't really like the creeps, as you can tell. Let me know your opinion about it. I'm really interested in that, but I think I didn't really make up my thoughts. It's just the first thing that came up to my mind, and when people were asking me on stream, let me know what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not that bad. Obviously, I haven't played that much, but when I played and when I watched that, that's really my opinion. So, yeah, I mean, that's about creeps. Let's jump into the next topic, and the next topic will be Vanguard, the race that I played the most. Let's take a look at those changes very quickly. So we have the habitats are now no longer light tag. That's a nerf to the dog versus dog thing meta in this matchup. I'm not gonna talk about everything, like this is like a, yeah, makes sense. Sentry pose took a long time to build. Now it's a little bit shorter to get, which I like. Seems like the last patch took a long time. Machine Lab is now cheaper. So you get access to tier 2 faster, you get access to the machine lab like faster and cheaper. I like that as well. I like the idea of having like faster tech and more like mech possibilities. What I don't like, by the way, about mech in Vanguard is how the anti-air with mech is like pretty bad. And that's probably why I don't like it so much. But that goes a little bit too deep. Here's a change I really love. This is a great balance and also design change. One thing that I noticed when I was playing Vanguard is how inferior the economy is compared to the other races. It felt like buffs were taking forever to build. So decreasing their building time, great change. That is one thing I really like. They nerfed the scout. I've seen that as well. They nerfed the scout. Takes longer to build. I love that as well. Scout early game is silly. Even like building a few to like harass the other guy. Scouts are silly. Like, I don't like the fact you spawn with them. I've already mentioned that. I don't like you spawn with like a random unit like that. I don't like the scout in general. In the last couple patches, I think it was just bad. Like, you just kind of mass that unit and take creeps on the map. And Vanguard was very, like, nobody likes the scout. Like, I mean, at this point, they might as well remove it. Nobody would care. Lancer. Increased health. I didn't read that. Increased armor. Increased damage? Wait, what? They buffed this unit? Nah, long... okay, so that means they are way less tanky, but they are more, like, stronger against, like, in the combat. I like that. The Lancer felt like it didn't do a lot of damage against specific units. So I like the fact that it's, like, more basic armor. Like, this is really good, I think, against the Argents, right? Like against the Argents of Celestials, which I think was a problem in that matchup. You couldn't really make Lancers because they were just useless. They had like too little armor, so they kind of got just bopped by the Argents. So good change. Nice that they changed the Lancer. The armor, like the tankiness was insane, especially against the Infernal race. Exo damage decreased again. Yeah, the Exo, it feels like a powerful unit. Nerfing it by 1 more damage doesn't seem to be that bad. The MedTech, this upgrade, what is this upgrade? The Master upgrade. I know that. The one that removes, like, negative abilities or what? No, not abilities. You know what I mean. Or positive buffs. Buffs, I think it's called. Either way, yeah, whatever. Vulcans, whatever. Hornet, that's against Prisms, I heard. I'm gonna go over them very quickly, just because they are not that interesting. Yeah, okay. Graven, the most useless unit in the game, is cheaper. Maybe then it's less, it's like better. Maybe it's more useful then, not less useful. And the big air unit got nerfed, I guess against Infernal. I don't know about details. I haven't followed any Stormgate. I guess it makes sense because it was too powerful against Infernals, I would guess. Okay. I mean, we've gone over them actually much faster than I think, than I anticipated. But now it's also time to jump into the next topic, and the next topic will be about Infernals. And honestly, I don't have much to say about Infernals. So one thing I really want to say, and that's positive about Stormgate, one matchup that I really loved was Infernals versus Vanguard. That was always my most fun matchup. It felt like that matchup was really like TVZ and StarCraft, and it just generally was fun. So I like that matchup. Let's see what they did to the race. Maybe I can identify something. I haven't played too much Infernal, so I don't know much about them. So I think this is top by ability, right? The top by Infinity. So the thing where like the entire map turns dark or whatever, it gets a buff. Okay, I'll take that. Well, I haven't seen that used that much. If it's not the update, and like if it's not the top by ability where it like makes the entire map covered in shroud or whatever it is, leave a comment. I'm not sure, I'm just guessing. Shadow Cleft, I have no idea what that is. Brute, but it's such a small change, isn't important. Brute, the upgrade, speed upgrade has been removed. I never thought one would exist. And let's go over them quickly. No longer requires, okay. I don't know what that means. Gaunt, the Gaunt, oh, only on Shroud they have Infest, okay, and their damage is buffed. Yeah, Infest seemed like it was a really strong ability, so it just having more oof and like still being like stronger in the defense or in the offense if you have Shroud. Doesn't sound like a bad change. I love that idea. Infest seemed to be very strong. Also like the Mech Madon here with the trample. Yeah, it also seemed like it was pretty powerful. So now the stun is less potent. Hellburn, we can also call the Hellburn like Ravager. Attacks will now target the ground if a target unit. Okay, whatever. Weaver can now walk over other units. Movement increase in speed. Okay, it's a little bit faster. That unit seemed to me like very useless, so it gets above. Okay. The Haxen, the Miasma energy. I know that thing that's like what everybody is complaining about, but I love that upgrade. I love the dynamic of when you cast Miasma and then you like dodge it as a Vanguard player, you like kite. I really love that, and I think it's like microable. You can also target the Haxen if it's like spellcasting it, but it just got spammed so much and it felt like they had infinite of them, so that being nerfed again. I love that, but one thing, and you know, I like to complain, so let's complain. Why did they not do it in the previous patch? Okay, that was my complaint. It was already clear that they were gonna nerf that again, so why now? You could have done it before already. Even I would have known that you could have done it. That's like one thing that was so obvious. And there is something that I don't like about their patches. They patch really slowly. And then like the patches, like some of them are like so obvious they have little impact. Like in the last patch, they decreased the spell casting range of the Miasma. Now they fully nerf it. So why didn't they just nerf it like that before? Like everybody could have said like, yeah, that isn't enough. Like just the range nerf. Like the range nerf from like 6 to 5. Of course that wasn't gonna be enough. You have to nerf this again, and here we go. So like why now? Like one patch later, if you could have done it like beforehand. Harbinger, I don't know what the Harbinger is. Spriggan, I don't know what this is. That Spriggan? I don't know what the Spriggan is. I haven't played it enough yet. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm not an expert in the game. Alright, that will do it for the Infernals. That's my expert analysis on the Infernals. Let's just jump over to the Celestials. And the Celestial, this is something I have more complaints about. So before we get into this, I have 2 complaints. So before I even read the patches, I have 2 complaints about Celestials. And this is also about creeps. One complaint, they proxy every game. They just built their main structure in like the most random spot on the map and built like those flying units or like the vectors or whatever. They just proxy every game. Their economy is insane, like they expand like crazy. And one thing I hate is the top bar ability where they can just like take out a creep like for free, you know? They can just like use the energy and take out an entire camp for free. And they get the money and everything and the camp, so they can literally just, like, for example, the siege camp, the one that I can never kill as a Vanguard player, they can take that in like minute 2 because they just tack up and take it with that silly freaking top bar ability. Just in terms of game design, I hate that. And there's one more thing that I hate about creeps. They have this observer looking unit. It's like a unit that is invisible, like an observer, and it can take control of camps. I hate that as well. They have like a cheap flying unit that can just be sieged on any camp that is invisible, and it will just take that. One thing, and that's before I go into the change, maybe they changed that. In my opinion, invisible units or like units that don't fight, they should not be able to take control over like a tower, like a camp. This is something that I wonder if people agree with, especially the ones that do play Stormgate. But I don't think invisible units should be able to take control over, like, let's say, a Luminite tower or camp or whatever, you know. They shouldn't be able to do that. And they have, like, this cheap little flying observer thing that can just do that. So they just build one of them and then they siege it up. They can still F2, as far as I know, right? They can F2. It has, like, a siege mode where you can then still use the select all army button. So it doesn't like run away, and then they just have full control over a tower unless the enemy destroys it, which they need detection for. In my opinion, that makes no sense that this is possible. It's like playing StarCraft and an observer will be able to take like the Xel Naga tower. It just makes no sense. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Okay, Celestials. Serrane's Watch. What is that? So fix an issue where it was losing some damage output. Is that the overcharge? Whatever. Purify. Now only dispels debuffs on, I don't know what Purify is. Morph Core. Fix an issue where Morph Cores couldn't be rallied onto. Okay. Arcship. Decrease cost. Okay. Collection Array. Okay. Nerf to the economy. Like that. Prism buff. Like small supply adjustment. Okay. Yeah. Ion Gate. Decrease cost. Okay. I don't know what it does, but we'll figure it out. Now requires a start for... What is that? I need to be looking up. What is this thing? Hopefully Google will tell me. What is this thing, guys? It's a structure. What does it do? What is the structure? It's the structure where you upgrade stuff. It's the one for the upgrades. Okay. Argent. Okay, that unit is very powerful, isn't it? So health decreased, movement speed increased. So it gets nerfed, it gets a little bit faster, but it gets nerfed. I like that. I think the Argent was really powerful, especially in early game. I like the fact that they nerfed it. It was kind of unplayable against Celestials, because they just had this unit and there was no counter to this unit. I love that. Kree gets buffed. Kree, they nerfed it pretty hard in the last patch. Now they buff it again. Yeah. Cabal, I know that unit. It's like the spellcasted that looked pretty imba. So like now the lift, this is the lift, right? No, like this is the ability where they slow down a unit, as I can see here. Gets nerfed. Amazing, good change. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Saber. Or I don't know, whatever. These are all things that don't bother me. This one, the Storm guy. So now, okay, Dark Prophecy. One of their spells is now a cooldown. I like that. This one was pretty strong as well with the Storm ability. I don't know if that's the Storm ability. I guess we can check it out over here. I know here's the search. I really want to know. Answer. What is the Storm ability? What is that ability? Let's find it out together. Yeah, it's the Storm ability, so love that change. Archangel, the useless unit. I don't really care about it so much. It felt pretty useless. Probably still useless. We're not gonna go deeper into it, and that's already it for the patch, basically. That is already it. So these were the changes. So let's now summarize what we have learned. So hotkeys, unplayable. That's probably going to be the main reason why I will not play it. Vanguard. Let me go over the Vanguard things again quickly. Kind of talked a lot about it. Vanguard, some good changes. I think the changes, they go in the right direction. Yeah, like the economy buff a little bit. I think overall we can say in like all the matchups, I like the balance changes, except one thing that I mentioned at the start when I talk about the Celestials. And that is the fact how, you know, that ability where you just can take out like a camp for free, or the invisible unit that can just take a camp for free, or that they proxy every game. Like this kind of, it's worse than like Protoss can rush or anything like that, you know, that just kind of ruins the game for me. It's like I want to play like a normal game, and then I play against this race that has like magic that can like boom, make a camp disappear, that like proxies their buildings all over the map, that like have invisible flying cheap units that can have like an anti-select all army button mode, and that can take camps. Like why do we have another Protoss-ish race like with like even poorer cheeses / game design? I don't know how to call it. Anyways, let me know what you think. I said already a couple times, but yeah, let me definitely know what you think. I'll be commenting and answering some of yours in the comments below. And next video, I'll be playing this new patch, so I think, and see if there's any noticeable changes with like how the game looks, maybe the pathing, things we didn't go into. We'll see. So have a good day and see you for the next video. Bye bye.